He gave me $600. I've shared this story in a previous video, but for people who haven't heard it, all praise goes to God. This is how good God is. I was in Florida. The targeting was so bad. I was on the streets, homeless on the streets, that I knew I had to get out of Florida. At this time, I didn't even have a cell phone. I had, through a payphone, I had said, okay, I can no longer afford to pay my rent back in LA. Going back to LA was not an option. So I canceled the direct deposit. Okay? They forced me out of my apartment. They didn't deserve the rent. The people who owned the apartment knew that drugs and the cartels had taken over our building. They didn't deserve the rent. They pulled a scam where they changed the name of the internet, I guess, company that would do the direct deposit. So when I canceled it from the company to do the direct deposit, they took the money out anyway because the company was now under another name. So the bank said, you can put in a complaint, we can see what happens. But I didn't have a cell phone at the time, and I couldn't understand why was my bank account empty. At that time, my rent took up most of my SSI, and I needed to escape Florida. I hadn't drawn onto God the way I needed to, so that God would draw onto me, and His protection wasn't as strong as it could have been had I been drawing onto Him. So I knew I needed to leave Florida. I knew it was time to go to Cheyenne. That's ultimately where God led me. He didn't tell me, but He allowed me to do research, and He sort of confirmed this was where I was supposed to go. So I borrowed a cell phone from a stranger who knew a lot about banks. He understood my situation. I was in tears during part of this conversation. I was using this stranger's phone for nearly an hour. He's the one who told me, hey, Neon, someone I never knew before. Hey, dude, you need to tell them to close that bank account and to reopen a new one, because that should prevent them from continuing to take your money, and file a complaint. So as I was in tears, I was still being stalked. I was kind of in an isolated little area, but someone still came and stood across from me. They were watching me on the phone, crying, and some of them they don't have mercy. They don't have kindness. They don't understand. All they understand is I'm an agent for this program. I'm supposed to make this person's life not bearable, not pleasant, don't respect him or her. But the guy who was with me looked at him and gave him a dirty look, like, why are you staring at him while he's crying? I'm trying to help this dude. I don't even know this dude. Why are you staring at him? And so then I think the guy ended up leaving. This guy didn't even know he was protecting a TI. He was like an angel. At the end of all of this, he ended up giving me $600. He asked his wife, and they gave me $600. I had the bus fare to go from West Palm Beach to Cheyenne. The complaint went through. They did not try to appeal the complaint, so I ended up getting $600 back. I told him if the complaint goes through and I get the $600 back, I will give half of that away, which I did. And it's just a little miracle. Really, for me, it was a huge miracle. For the Lord, it was just a little miracle because He's so powerful. He can split the Red Sea and lead you through on dry land and rescue you from the Egyptians, the most powerful people on the planet. I praise Him. Please like, subscribe, and share. Help my humble channel grow.